Hi guys, it's Uga and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be doing the review for 1500 Miles Under the Sun by Jonny Garza Villa. I want to thank NetGalley and the publisher Skyscape for giving me any art for this book and to give you my honest review. So, 1500 Miles Under the Sun is a contemporary YA 10 to new adult about a boy named Julian Luna, who is a senior high school student on Middle Texas, and he's waiting so much for his last year of high school to graduate, go to California, specifically to UCLA, and to get away from Corpus Christi, from Texas, because he's gay and he doesn't feel like he can be himself there. He never came out to anyone, not to his sister, to his father, to his friends, until the day that in a party in the beginning of the year, he gets so drunk that he comes out on Twitter. And everyone learns that he's gay, from his friends to his sister, except his father. They keep it secret because his father is a very homophobic person. He has that idea of the macho Latino, has to be strong and you cannot be a sissy boy, you know. And from the coming out on Twitter, Julia has to start to learn how to be out, how it feels, and how he's gonna live on that year in Texas. But also he connects to a boy named Matt that lives in California, and he also congratulates, I think he came out, or he came out, yes, or he was finishing high school, something like that, on Twitter, and they start talking, and now in their review accounts they start building a relationship, although they are 1500 miles away. And that is how the story starts. I really like this story. I think it's very well done. I think it's very well written. It felt real. While I felt that Meet Cute Diary felt a little bit of much romance, and I could not connect because Noah was a brat and because everything felt very much over the top. Here it was real. You have the pop culture reference, you have the true side of what it's being to being gay, or to be bi, or to be pan, or to live in this society nowadays with social media, with apps. Everything felt very much real, and not, okay, you can say, okay, but they start talking over a tweet account, which happened, people connect over there, and when they start forging a more deeper bond, it could happen. You have people who connect over long distance, and for them they are not even in a different country, and since Julia wanted to go to California to study and Matt is in California, it doesn't seem so a big deal and such an impossible idea that could happen. I really like Julian. I think he's adorable. I think his character is very well done. The struggles they go through, from outing himself and then learning how it is and falling in love for the first time, understanding all the mechanisms to start trusting his friends, learning that his friends are on his side and are with him no matter what. All that final year of high school, how it could impact the tensions of going to college and which college and the financial aid. Everything felt so real, and we connect with these characters, even with the side characters. You have the super smart girl, you have the jock who is also his friend, you have the sassy one who is always saying, like, I love her. She's like the sassiest person on earth, but you like her because of that, because you feel like, yeah, she's that, but she's lovely at the same time. And you connect with this nucleus, and we felt the connection between Julian and Matt, and we root for them. Although I felt sometimes, I was like, please don't let this happen, like some stupid mistake of betrayals and anything. Please let this go on a good way, and it was in a very good way. I also like this book posts the true reality of what is being out. It's not always 100% great. You have your friends that support you, your sister, but then you can have a parent that doesn't want you, doesn't understand you, and I believed it was a similar experience to the author from what I read on Wisdom Knowledge. So if it was from a deep experience, it made me feel more real in the end, but it was very real. And I think that idea of showing what it could be, not always the bright side of situations, but also the deep side and the sad side and the worst side of situations, also help people to see that it's not always okay, and it's not always the greatest thing, and it's not always the easiest path to do it. And I think that distinction between Matt's family and Julian's family was very important through the story, because they are completely different on all aspects. I think the plot is not totally predictable. Of course, it's a romance, and of course, we hope that everything comes together. But the end, it's not perfect. It's not what we expected, and for that, I think it works very well for what it is. And I think it gives the perfect harmony to the book that gives a very cheerful tone, but also show a little bit of the dark side, and I really like that. I think for a debut novel that this is from Garza Villa, it's an amazing book by Jonny Garza. It's an amazing book. I totally recommend it. I don't know, I liked how funny it is. I was so emotional invested on the story that by the end, when everything starts to closing, I was like almost crying. And for me, that's rare to be so invested, or I am becoming more sensible, which is not good. But I was invested to know, and I'm invested how on their goodbyes, on their say you soon, everything felt so real, and the emotions were so cruel. He didn't even needed to describe what they were feeling, because we're feeling through the emotion of the scene and the situation what we would feel. And I love that. I love when the author can transmit to you emotions, not saying that they were crying and I was feeling sad. No, we feel the emotions. Even when he says, and she starts crying, and he doesn't need to say that Julian is crying, because we know he is, because we know how the relationship between them is and how they would feel in that moment, because we feel the same. And I really love that. I also liked comparing a little bit with Noah, or a little. I can compare also to Marty, how Marty and Julian first relationship were. I think this one was very much healthier. They work much more together, and you don't have a control one over the other, and or a gain. And while in the Matt and I don't know, his name was Copper. I don't know, from here, from As Far As You Take Me. I don't remember the name of the other one. But the relationship felt much more real. And comparing to Noah, he has an idea, and he has an objective, and he has a relatable, I don't know if it's story, but a relatable personality. You know, he's not an asshole. He's very much friend of his friend, although he has sometimes bad sides, and we understand that he closed for himself. But that's a trait of personality. He understands that college is hard, and it's a lot of money to go to college, especially on a private one. And on the other hand, you have someone who spends $400 in a week, and he still has for more money. You see the difference? And they all were like 2 years apart, 1 year and a half apart. So it's not such a big difference to say, oh no, one is much more grow. So I think it's a different background, and I think how is the characters done. I understand that, but I really like more Julian, because it felt more real and feel more like a realistic story. Not only for everything that happened from the situations, everything felt real for me. You know, I think there was not any scene that I would feel that, oh no, this is very much a romance. No, everything felt real to me, and that was very important. And yeah, I hope you guys read this book. It's already out. It came out in the beginning of this month. It's a debut novel. I hope you support this author, because he deserves it. I will check his next books, because I really like this one. And yeah, I cannot say much more praise, because this book is really, really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you came so far, don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe so you support this channel. We are almost 300 people here. Yes, I'm so happy for that. I'm very happy and grateful for everything. Yeah, I post videos every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays as always. If I have more videos, I'll put like Sundays, Mondays, I don't know. I'm feeling in the mood to shooting more, so you may have more content to see. Yeah, and I see you guys on my next video and soon. Bye.